What is up, everyone? Welcome to Panfro Games, and in today's video, let's talk about the Hisuian Pokemon Dex and what Pokemon are actually going to be in the Hisuian Dex and what Pokemon that we don't know, but we can guess that are going to be in the Hisuian Dex because there is a lot of Pokemon they can put into this Dex. And after looking at some of the leaks from Riddler Coup, I put together a nice little infographic with all the Pokemon that are currently going to be into the Hisuian Dex. But let's just dive right into what we know right now from the leaker himself, and then using some supplemental information to make a grand Pokemon Dex for the Hisuian region. So Pokemon Legends Arceus comes out in a couple of weeks, right? And we don't know too much, but we did know about some of the Hisuian Pokemon and new Pokemon, like a new Pokemon being Cleaver and Hisuian Voltorb, Growlithe being the new Hisuian Pokemon. There's of course going to be more than those Pokemon in here as well, but I just want to go through them all from the top. So one, let's talk about the leaker Riddler Coup. Riddler Coup posted this image on Twitter, actually a couple images here. And for reference, we're going to be using these images in the next part of our presentation here. So these images have Dex numbers. These are Pokemon Dex numbers. This is Growlithe and Arcanine. This is Voltorb and Electrode, you know, and so on and so forth, right? So you can line up these Pokemon to their Dex number, and then you can figure out, okay, so this Pokemon has a Hisuian form or a new evolution. Because there are new Pokemon, but it seems like all the new Pokemon are evolved from current Pokemon, and they may also be evolved versions of Hisuian Pokemon, right? So break it down here. Growlithe, Arcanine, Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Arcanine, Hisuian Voltorb, Hisuian Electrode, right? And then we got some really interesting ones here. And some that I found to be super interesting that we have not talked about really is what we got: Hisuian Quillfish Evolution, Hisuian Sneasel, and Hisuian Sneasel Evolution. And that's pretty awesome. And there are a lot of rumors about Hisuian Sneasel being the climbing Pokemon, the last ride Pokemon we're gonna be getting. And of course there's a couple others here, but we'll dive into in a few moments. And of course, here's just a couple new Pokemon. These are the new Pokemon that were added. We are not sure what 905 really is at the moment, but we can actually make a guess on what some of these Pokemon are already. But going on, here is the important image, which is today's topic. So this is the main Dex image. This image has everything that we're gonna be talking about in a moment here. This is the full Hisuian Dex, from the starters to the legendary Pokemon. And now we can see the full Hisuian Dex here. So let's just take some important notes before we actually fill in this deck. One, this image includes Pokemon that we know about and Pokemon that we don't know about that have been officially released. Number two, this also includes Hisuian forms as well of Pokemon we know and that we don't know about. Number three here, this Dex fills in the entire Gen 4 Dex in order. So, and all the Pokemon are actually currently listed in order. As you can see, 387, 388, and 389. That is the Turtwig line, right? That is our Gen 4 Grass starter, the first Pokemon in our Gen 4 Dex. And 493 is in here, which is Arceus. Of course, it's Pokemon Legends Arecus, right? So we have the entire Gen 4 Dex in here, which is phenomenal. That's a lot of Pokemon right there. And that fills in a lot of our Dex. But you can see Gens 1 to 3 will not have all their Pokemon based on this list. And how you can see how this works is if you see three little blocks together, that is a 3 evolutionary line. If you see 2, that means that will just be 2 Pokemon that one's involved into another. If you see a split, that means the Pokemon can evolve into one Pokemon or another. If you see like a bigger split, maybe something like a Ralts or a Wurmple that has multiple Pokemon that can be in their evolutionary line and has a split, that's also there. Eevee as well, that's something that can evolve into 8 different Pokemon. So when you start thinking about Pokemon and how they evolve, you can really start easily filling in this list. And the beauty of this list is it doesn't actually include any of the Pokemon that we really have seen from the trailers. So we can actually fill in a lot of the Pokemon that we know that are in the game. Looking on Cerebi, we can see all of the Pokemon that have been confirmed for the game based on that we've seen one of the Pokemon. So we saw Psyduck. We are assuming Golduck is in the game because of course Psyduck would evolve. We've seen Machop. Yes, we're going to assume Machamp has been in it, etc., etc., right? But this helps us fill out this Dex. So these are all confirmed Pokemon to some degree. And there's a lot of Pokemon that have already been confirmed, and you can see there's a lot of Gen 4 Pokemon that have already been confirmed, which the leaker has doubly confirmed again as well. So we know everything on Cerebi is correct. However, this image, compiled by a bunch of different rumor people, and I currently believe is correct. We're just going to assume this is all correct, because this actually does fit in perfectly with the Hisuian Dex that we're trying to fill in. So some of these we already know, right? So for new Hisuian form Pokemon, we know the Zorru line, the Growlithe line, the Braviary line, and the Voltorb line are confirmed, right? And honestly, I think anyone could have guessed that the new starters will have their own Hisuian form. I think that was a given. And the Riddler Coup also put in the typings for these Pokemon as well. So those are pretty much guaranteed confirmed to me. Sneasel and Quillfish also having their new forms, and Lilligant, I assume, are definitely going to be correct as well. I mean, we're going to get Dark Poison Quillfish, Poison fighting Sneasel, and Grass fighting Lilligant. New form of Basculin, which I can believe is going to just be a new form of the Pokemon, but it's just going to evolve into Basculegion, which has already been confirmed for Basculegion. But this has not been confirmed that we're going to be actually getting a Basculin. That's Gen 5. I do think it'll just be a new form of it, though. Personally, I think that makes a lot of sense. Some very interesting things is the Avalog going to be a new form that's going to be Rock Ice, and then a Steel Dragon Slugoo and Gudra. That's very interesting to me. I think based on the riddles I saw, I can pretty much believe those. And I think this is honestly correct. So if you can believe in Sneasel and Quillfish, you can 100% believe in them evolving into new Hisuian evolutions. I think that is very fair. And then Hisuian evolution of Ursaring. So whatever new Ursaring evolution is going to be, it's going to be normal ground. I think that's being pretty cool. I do think Ursaring deserves that type of love. And then new forms of the Genie trio, and then a new Genie. So they're going to end up being new Pokemon with these new forms. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. I don't know if their typing is going to change at all, but they're going to add a new Genie, which is going to be Fairy Flying, which I think makes sense to add another Genie per se. I mean, these Genies are based on Japanese gods, so I think it's very fitting for the region to add a new Genie, legendary Pokemon as well. And it could be a mythical as well. It could be maybe be the head Genie, you know, like how the legendary birds, legendary beasts have the head Pokemon being Lugia or Ho-Oh. Maybe this will be the head of those. So we'll just go with that and say this is all true. Now, using all the information we got from Cerebi and Riddler Crew's sheet, and assuming all of the rumored Pokemon that we don't know about are correct, this is the dex that we get. And here's the official Panfro Games Hisuian dex. So I got a little nice cursor here to show off. So if a Pokemon is highlighted in red, that is mean they have a Hisuian form. So Hisuian Decidueye, Typhlosion, and Samurott are here. And we got their typings down here as well, except the Decidueye is not filled in, but we're going to assume this is grass fighting, right? And some other great stuff, of course, you can see Voltorb and Electrode. And then we have Hisuian Quillfish, which is Dark Poison, evolves into its new evolution. And then Sneasel here has a split evolution, so it can become Weavile, but it can also become Hisuian Sneasel's brand new evolution for the region, which ends up being Pokemon 903. Of course, we know Weirdeer is confirmed as well. And then we go all the way to the bottom to see some new Pokemon. And 549 is going to be Hisuian Lilligant, which is grass fighting. We already know about Basculegion, which is a new Pokemon, which is 902. And then we're going to be seeing of these other twos as well that have been confirmed. But where do we put the other Pokemon that we weren't 100% sure about? Well, they actually fit perfectly nicely in these last few slots here. So what we can see here is the Genies as well. So we got the 3 Genies, and then we got whatever the new Genie would end up being. And then we got Gudra and Avalog's brand new Hisuian line as well. And these actually all fit in dex order when you look at this. And I'll talk about the dex order in a moment, but just talking about this particular area right here. Because this is end of Gen 4 and then Gen 5s. These are all the Gen 5 Pokemon, right? Starting here. Because 540A, 550 and all that. Gen 5s are the Genies here. And then this is Gen 6 with Gudra and Avalog. And then a brand new Pokemon that has no evolution would actually end up being the most recent Pokemon in the entire national dex of all Pokemon. So this Pokemon would actually end up being at the very end. So this makes a lot of sense. So let's go over the entire dex now, because that was all the new stuff, but let's see what was confirmed, right? So it's right, like I said before, all the starters will always be first, right? So the earliest Pokemon that you see in the trailers and by a national dex number is Pikachu. So there's 3 Pokemon that would fit in the Pikachu line: Pikachu, and Raichu. So this works. You see Clefairy, also another 3-1 with Clefable and Cleffa being in there. We see Vulpix, we see Zubat. There's a red question mark here because we do see Psyduck as well. However, there are about 4 different 2-stage evolutions that can fit in between Zubat and Psyduck. I believe these are Paris, Venonat, and a couple of others, Meowth, and one other I'm blanking on right now. So there's a lot that could fit in here that we aren't sure about, but this is really the only genuine question mark. And honestly, it doesn't really matter too much because none of those are really too popular Pokemon in my opinion. So we can also see Arcanine was confirmed here, right? So Hisuian Growlithe, Hisuian Arcanine. Then okay, some 3 evolutions: Abra, Machop that we've seen, Tentacool, Geodude, Ponyta, Magnemite, and Ghastly and Onyx, right? And so we're also, not only are we also just filling in with the Pokemon that we have seen from the Cerebi stuff, but there's also Pokemon that we can only assume based on if this template is correct that the Riddler put out, and we're going in national dex order, you can start filling in all the Pokemon even if they haven't been seen in the trailers yet, which I think is something I should have mentioned earlier. Because let's say something like Porygon. We haven't seen Porygon in the game. People are like, wow, Porygon can't be in it because of, you know, yada yada, whatever reason they can think of that they're smart about, right? Well, the reality is there is a what 3-stage evolution is in between Eevee, because we have seen Eevee in this evolutions. We have seen Eevee. And what Pokemon could fit in here besides Eevee? What Pokemon can evolve into 8 other things? Yes, this also sort of does confirm Sylveon, which is crazy. I'm really excited for that. And in between Snorlax, which we saw in the latest trailer. What 3-stage evolutionary Pokemon can fit in between Eevee and Snorlax? It can only be Porygon. So that is the type of deduction that we are using to fit. So originally, what we did is just put in all the Pokemon, right? And then we can just fill it in with the slots. So going through what we can see, Lickitung as well, and all Gen 4 Pokemon are in it as well. So we know Licky is going to be in it. So of course Lickitung is going to be in it, right? Rhyperior is going to be in it. So we know, and so, you know, Rhyhorn and Rhydon will be in it for sure. So Chansey, Tangela, Mr. Mime, and then the Scizor split, which is going to be, Scyther split, which would be very interesting to see Scyther evolve into Cleaver versus Scizor. I think that's be very interesting. Electabuzz, Magmar, Magikarp, Eevee, Porygon, Snorlax, Togepi, Sudowoodo, Aipom, Yama, Murkrow, Mischievous, Unknown, Giraffrid. Shout out to my boy Dunsparce, Gligar, and then we get into some interesting stuff here. Some of the new Pokemon. This was a little bit more tricky to find out, but assuming that the leaks were correct, yes, Quillfish, Sneasel was here, and we know Heracross was confirmed from a trailer. But this is how we figured out this area. And since all Gen 4 Pokemon are going to be in the game, Weavile gets included as well, as it was put in Riddler Coot's original post here. And then this is where the Teddiursa line shows up with the new evolution for Ursaring being 901 with that normal ground typing, Swinub, Remoraid, Mantine, Sandler, and that's the end of Gen 2. Then we get a Gen 3 with Wurmple, Ralts, and Nosepass, because, you know, all Gen 4 Pokemon are in it, so we have to have Nosepass and Probopass. And of course, Ralts is the only thing I fit in here. Same with Wurmple. And then Roselia because of Roserade, Duskull because of Dusknoir, and then we got Chimecho because Chingling, and we have Frostlass for sure. So Snorunt line, of course, and then Spiel line gets confirmed as well. And then it's just Gen 4 Pokemon after that. So that is our Hisuian Pokedex. I am 99% sure that this is the deck. So guys, I 100% really believe this is the dex. If you think this is the dex, please share this video with your friends. You can even take a screenshot of this. You know, just credit if you want to use it in some other videos. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. I'll be making tons of Pokemon Legends Arceus videos, so please subscribe, like the video, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a great one.